MaydayParade.com, and I'm here with...
Hi, I'm Brooks from Mayday Parade. I play guitar.
So where did the name Mayday Parade come from?
Yeah, well, when we first started the band, it was about 6 years ago, and there's a lot of conversation at practices, getting everything going. We didn't have a name to start. At first, I think we threw up something like Keepsake Summer, but no one really liked that, so we ended up, throwing around the word Mayday, and that was a cool term to us in general. Then it's really not much to it, we just kind of threw Mayday and Parade together, and I think a couple guys went to some parade, and that's where it came about, We needed a name, really, was the biggest thing. That sounded good enough.
How did you guys come up with your own distinct sound?
Yeah, well, through high school, a lot of us played together through high school, and we all came up out of the same scene of music in Tallahassee, Florida. So what we listened to growing up was the early stages of what I think most people call the emo scene, and like Dashboard and Saves the Day, and even Take Back Sunday, who's on this tour with us right now, was a band that we all looked up to and grew up listening to in high school. Another really big one was Further Seems Forever. And then of course we all grew up, in listening to rock in the 90s on our own, through what was coming out every day, every month. There was awesome songs that were hitting the radio. Before that, it was our record collections from our parents, and all that put together kind of came to be Mayday Parade in the end.
How has your sound evolved since the band started?
Yeah, I mean, from the beginning, we always, kind of were inspired by those bands that I mentioned. But then, as we grow and you mature as both musicians and because you get a taste for other things, and you're always inspired by everything going on around you, mostly the music that's going on around you. I think we've kind of developed our sound through all of that. It's hard to say exactly how that evolves. I think if you're good writers and you're a good group that works together, it naturally should evolve. And I think it has made a good progression for Mayday Parade.
That's awesome. So this isn't your first time on Warped Tour. So how has this experience been different from other?
Yeah, this is our 4th trip on Warped Tour, so I mean, for sure we're pretty experienced with how the day-to-day life on the road and life on Warped Tour goes. I think when we first started doing this, we were in a van, so being on a bus now is a piece of cake compared to the van, and really there's not a lot of room to complain if you're on a bus. This is the best tour to get yourself out there and market yourself to new fans, because there's people who are coming in for all these different bands that might be in a completely different sector of what this underground sort of punk scene is, and I don't know. I think we've adapted to it really well. We've learned how to market ourselves and how to make new fans and stay cool and enjoy doing it, and not be at each other's throats just because you might be a little cranky. You just get out there and you do it for 2 months straight and have a good time with it.
So for you personally, what has been your favorite part of this Warped Tour so far?
Well, I think my favorite part of Warped Tour, and my favorite part of any tour, is just playing every day. It's a great way to get out, all the things that you've had cooped up, and it's a great workout. You feel great after you sweat that much and you work your body. I run up on stage and you can kind of pace yourself song by song, and you can feel where your fatigue level is, and depending on the weather. And by the end of the set, if I've got a little bit left in me, I just try and leave it all there on the stage, and the rest of the day is just a lot of fun after that, just hanging out, and it's real lax, but overall, there's the partying, there's a lot of downtime, there's a lot of heat, but like playing every day is my favorite part.
Alright, so what are the band's plans for the rest of 2012?
I'm sorry.
The plans for the rest of 2012?
Oh yeah, so after Warped Tour, we go to South America for 2 weeks. We're gonna do Brazil and Chile, which will be our first time ever going to South America. We've been trying to get there for a long time. We can tell that there's a fan base through Twitter, so that's cool. And then right after that, we're going over to the UK for a headliner over there. That's gonna be a lot of fun. We've done those a couple times. We do well there. And then we come back to the States, I believe. We come back to the States and we will have some stuff going on here. I don't know if we've announced all that yet, but tons of plans all through the year. We're gonna, we tour 10 months out of the year, so it never stops. We have more international plans after that I can't really talk about yet either, so. Yeah.
That's crazy. So, this is our last question. Our website is called BehindTheMusicMedia.com.
Yeah.
So when you hear the words behind the music, what do you think of from an artist's point of view?
Behind the music, well, I think of VH1, behind the music first and foremost. That's the first thing that always pops in my head. But, you know, and I guess with that whole thing just goes with everything that goes on, you know, behind the scenes. You know, yeah, basically.
So, thank you for sitting down with us.
Yeah. Hey, this is Brooks with Mayday Parade. You can check us out online at maydayparade.com. And make sure you hit us up on our Twitter. It's at Mayday_Parade.